Have you ever found yourself wide awake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering why your body just won't let you sleep? If you're an older woman, this isn't just a random annoyance. It's your body trying to tell you something crucial about your health, your emotions, or even your future. These pre-dawn hours, often shrouded in quietude, are not merely times of lost sleep, but potent windows for self-discovery and realignment. For centuries, across various cultures and spiritual traditions, the hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. have been considered a sacred or mystical period. Ancient practices often referred to it as the hour of the wolf or the witching hour, not in a sinister sense, but as a time when the veil between worlds thins, when intuition is heightened, and when the subconscious mind is most accessible. It's a time when the world is still, and the absence of daily distractions can allow deeper truths to surface. In the bustling rhythm of modern life, we often dismiss these early awakenings as mere sleep disturbances. We rush to find a quick fix, pop a pill, or scroll through our phones, missing the profound opportunity embedded within these moments. But what if, instead of fighting it, we embraced this time as a unique invitation from our inner selves? What if these restless nights are not a punishment, but a gentle nudge towards a healthier, more balanced existence? This story will guide you through 5 essential things you must do when this happens, transforming those restless nights into moments of calm and clarity. It's about tuning into your body's subtle signals and using this often dreaded time to nurture your well-being. By the end, you'll see these early awakenings not as a problem to be solved, but as a path to greater self-awareness and improved vitality. Imagine Sarah, a spirited woman in her late 60s, jolting awake at 3:17 a.m. The digital clock on her nightstand glowed a harsh red, instantly igniting a familiar dread. Not again, she thought, her mind already racing. If I fall back asleep right now, I'll still only get 2.5 hours. Oh God, now it's 2. Her heart began to pound, a frantic drumbeat against the quiet of the night. The harder she tried to force her eyes shut, to coax sleep back, the more elusive it became. This internal struggle was a nightly ritual, leaving her more exhausted than before. Sarah's experience is not unique. Waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is far more common for older women than many realize, and it's rarely a sign of impending doom. However, panicking about it or wrestling yourself back to sleep is, ironically, the absolute worst thing you can do. Forcing sleep is like trying to herd cats while riding a unicycle, a futile battle that only amplifies frustration. When you lie there, pleading with your brain to shut off, you inadvertently fuel the fire of wakefulness. The act of fighting sleep triggers your body's stress response. Cortisol, that pesky stress hormone often dubbed nature's alarm clock, floods your system, effectively telling your body, "Nope, we're awake now, deal with it." Your nervous system shifts into overdrive, leaving you feeling more wired than you were moments ago. The cruel irony is that the more you fight to sleep, the less likely it is to happen. So, what if we flip the script and transform this unwelcome midnight call into something less torturous, and perhaps even productive? The first step is a simple yet profound act of acceptance. Instead of lying there in defeat, gently sit up. There's no need to jolt yourself into full daytime mode. This small shift in posture signals to your brain that you're not just stewing in misery. Then, focus on your breathing. Take slow, deliberate breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for a moment. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat this a few times. This rhythmic breathing is a cheat code for your nervous system. It activates your parasympathetic response, your body's rest and digest mode, which directly counteracts cortisol's fight or flight chaos. You'll feel your shoulders loosen and your heartbeat settle. It's not magic, just biology doing its elegant work. Sarah had drifted back to sleep, only to wake again at 3:47 a.m., this time with a parched mouth and a restless twitch in her legs. It felt like she'd been chewing on cotton balls all night, and an odd, internal heat radiated through her, despite the cool room. What is going on? She wondered, stumbling towards the kitchen for a glass of water. What she didn't realize was that her body was sending her a not-so-subtle SOS: dehydration. It's a sneaky culprit. Your body quietly loses water through breath and sweat while you sleep, and these subtle shifts can easily disrupt your rest. That parched, unsettled feeling is your system begging for a top-up. But before you stumble to the kitchen and start guzzling from the tap, let's talk strategy. Hydrating in the middle of the night isn't just about slamming water. It's about doing it smartly. The wrong approach can actually make things worse. Many people instinctively reach for ice-cold water, especially if they feel warm and frazzled. However, chugging something straight from the fridge is like tossing a bucket of cold water on a sleepy cat. It jolts your system when you're trying to coax it back into relaxation mode. Your stomach tenses, your body shifts gears, and suddenly you're more awake than you were 5 minutes ago. Instead, opt for water that's room temperature or even slightly warm. It's gentler, mimicking your body's natural state, and it slips down without sounding the alarm. Keep a small bottle or glass on your nightstand. Nothing fancy, just enough to sip without turning it into a midnight mission. But let's level it up. Plain water is fine, but your body isn't just craving H2O. It's been quietly shedding essential minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium while you snooze. Ever wake up with a faint headache or that vague wired but tired vibe? That's a clue you're running low on electrolytes, the tiny conductors that keep your muscles calm and your nerves steady. Try this. Add a tiny pinch of high-quality sea salt, think Celtic or Himalayan, not iodized table salt, to your water. We're talking a few grains, not a saltwater gargle. It's a subtle boost that restores balance without overloading your kidneys. If salt isn't your thing, a quick splash of lemon juice works wonders too. It's not just for flavor. Lemon aids digestion, which can slow overnight, and delivers a hint of potassium to boot. Sip it slowly, let it settle, and feel the difference. If anxiety is also a factor, consider keeping a thermos of chamomile tea within arm's reach. Brew it before bed, nothing strong, just a light steep, and let it sit by your bedside. Chamomile is packed with apigenin, a compound that binds to receptors in your brain, dialing down anxiety and nudging you toward calm. The warmth soothes your throat, and the faint floral taste distracts your racing mind. This small ritual can transform a groggy wake-up into a smooth slide back to sleep. It was 4:12 a.m. when Sarah woke again, and this time, it wasn't just physical discomfort. There was a weight, a restless hum in her chest, a vague ache she couldn't quite name. Her mind was already churning, replaying a tense moment from yesterday with her daughter, dreading a difficult conversation scheduled for tomorrow. It felt like a heavy blanket had settled over her, stealing her peace. Why do I feel so heavy? She wondered. What Sarah was experiencing was her emotions acting as an alarm clock, ringing in the dark. This isn't random. There's a fascinating thread in traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, that ties these pre-dawn hours, roughly 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., to the lungs. In TCM, the lungs aren't just about breathing. They're intrinsically linked to emotions like sadness, grief, and stress. Waking up in that window feeling heavy-hearted or unsettled might not be a coincidence. Your body could be subtly nudging you to pay attention to what's simmering beneath the surface. Each organ in TCM has its own time of day when it's most active, and the lungs rule the 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. slot. Practitioners say this is when the body processes not just air, but emotional residue. Think of it like a quiet cleanup crew for your soul. If you're carrying unresolved sadness, a lingering loss, quiet regret, or stress, that email you didn't send, that argument you didn't settle, it might bubble up right when the world is still. While modern science doesn't map it quite the same way, it's not far off. Studies show stress and emotional overload profoundly disrupt sleep, often peaking in the early morning when your brain is sorting through the day's baggage. Ever notice how problems feel bigger at night? That's your mind amplifying what you've shoved aside in the daylight. So, what do you do when you wake up with that restless, heavy vibe? Don't just lie there and let it fester. Check in with yourself. Sit up a little, prop a pillow behind you, and ask, what's on my mind? What am I carrying that won't let go? Don't overthink it. Let the first thoughts roll in. Maybe it's a specific worry, a deadline looming like a storm cloud, or something vaguer, a sadness you've been too busy to feel. Grab that notebook you wisely placed on your nightstand and jot down 3 things, anything that pops up. It doesn't matter if it's messy or half-formed. I'm mad at Jen. I miss how things used to be. Why am I even awake? Get it out of your head and onto the page. This isn't about solving it. It's about unloading it. Then, pair that with a physical release. Take 5 slow, deliberate breaths. With each exhale, imagine the tension slipping away like steam rising off a cup of tea. As you breathe, say to yourself, I release this for now. It's a tiny ritual, but powerful. You're not pretending the feelings don't exist. You're just permitting yourself to set them down for the night, creating space for rest. Sarah was awake again at 4:23 a.m. The digital clock mocked her with its unblinking glow. She'd been lying there, flipping from side to side, tangling the sheets into a mess that would give a sailor nightmares. The frustration was building. Every minute felt like an hour. The harder she tried to stay still and will herself back to sleep, the more her body rebelled. Her neck felt stiff, her legs twitched, and her mind was stuck in a loop of, why can't I just sleep? This endless tossing and turning left her feeling more agitated than before. Here's the trap: staying glued to the mattress, stewing in that restless funk, only digs you deeper into the wakefulness hole. After about 15 minutes of tossing and turning, your body is practically screaming for a reset, not a full-on gym session, but a gentle nudge to shake off the tension and guide you back to calm. The idea that you must remain flat and motionless when wired is like trying to hold water in your hands. It just doesn't work. Instead, sit up slowly. Nothing dramatic. Just prop yourself against the headboard or swing your legs over the side of the bed if that feels right. Start with your neck, as chances are it's locked up from hours of awkward pillow wrestling. Gently roll it. Drop your chin toward your chest, then ease it to the right, letting your ear drift toward your shoulder. Breathe into it, then roll to the left. Do this a few times, nice and slow. You'll feel the tightness in your shoulders start to melt. Those muscles have been clenched like they're prepping for a fight, and this gentle movement tells them the battle's off. Next, tackle those shoulders directly. They're probably hunched up near your ears, hoarding stress like it's their job. Lift them high. Imagine you're trying to touch the ceiling, then drop them down with a soft exhale. Do it 3 or 4 times, pairing each shrug with a deep breath in as you lift and out as you release. It's like hitting a reset button on the tension that's been creeping up your back all day. Now let's get some blood moving. Scoot to the edge of the bed if you're not there already, and try a seated forward fold. Keep it lazy, no yoga pro vibes needed. Just hinge at your hips, let your hands slide toward your knees or the floor, and hang there for a few seconds. Don't force it. Think of it like a stretchy sigh for your spine. This boosts circulation, which can stagnate when you've been horizontal too long, and it eases the cooped-up feeling in your lower back. While you're there, take a deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth, feeling your rib cage expand. It's a quiet signal to your nervous system. We're good, no emergencies here. Finally, shake out the restlessness. Lift one leg at a time. Nothing wild, just a light jiggle, like you're shaking water off your foot after a swim. Do it for 10 seconds per leg, letting the twitchiness in your calves or thighs fizz out. It's silly, sure, but it works. Restless legs are a sleep killer, and this tricks them into settling down. Pair all of this with slow, steady breathing and your parasympathetic nervous system. The chill out crew gets the memo to take over from the adrenaline junkies, keeping you awake. It was 3:58 a.m., and Sarah's brain had decided it was the perfect time for a mental sprint. Thoughts ricocheted. Did I lock the door? What about that meeting tomorrow? Why did I say that dumb thing in 2019? Every attempt to shush them just cranked the volume higher. She was wide awake, trapped in a hamster wheel of overthinking, and sleep felt a million miles away. This mental chatter is a common culprit for pre-dawn awakenings. When your mind's racing like this, forcing it to just relax is about as effective as telling a toddler to sit still during a sugar rush. But here's a secret weapon you can wield right from your nightstand: sound. The right kind of audio can lasso that runaway brain and guide it back to calm. No willpower required. Forget scrolling your phone. That's a dopamine spiking trap that only makes things worse. Instead, let's explore a trio of sonic shortcuts that can help you drift off faster than you can say insomnia. First up, pink noise. You've probably heard of white noise, that statusy hum like a TV left on a dead channel. But pink noise is its cooler, sleep-friendlier cousin. Think of it as nature's lullaby, the steady patter of gentle rain, the soft whoosh of wind through trees, or the rhythmic crash of ocean waves. Unlike white noise, which blasts all frequencies at equal intensity and can feel a bit harsh, pink noise tones down the higher pitches, creating a deeper, more soothing blanket of sound. Science says it syncs with your brain waves, nudging them toward the slower rhythms of deep sleep. A 2017 study from Northwestern University found that pink noise not only boosts sleep quality, but can even sharpen memory the next day. Keep a small speaker or a downloaded track handy. Set it low, just enough to hear without jarring you. Let that gentle sound wash over you, and feel your thoughts begin to blur into the background. If pink noise isn't your vibe, or you want something with a little more direction, try a short guided sleep meditation. We're talking 5 to 10 minutes max, no hour-long Zen marathons here. Picture a calm voice walking you through slow breaths or a body scan. Feel your toes relax, now your ankles, your calves. It's like a bedtime story for grown-ups, and it works because it gives your brain a job. That's boring enough to tire it out, but focused enough to derail the worry train. You don't need fancy apps. Plenty of free ones float around on YouTube or podcasts. Pick one with no sudden ads or loud intros. Test it beforehand, and keep the volume soft, almost a whisper. The goal is to let that voice become a lifeline, pulling you out of the mental chatter and back to your pillow. Or, if you're a word nerd, go for a monotone audiobook. Emphasis on monotone. This isn't the time for gripping thrillers or epic fantasy with booming narrators. Pick something dull but pleasant, a collection of nature essays, a dry history of Victorian gardening, maybe a geology lecture about sedimentary rocks. The trick is a steady, low-energy voice. Your brain latches onto the words just enough to stop spiraling, but the lack of drama lets it drift. Keep it queued up on a device with a sleep timer so it doesn't run all night, and adjust the volume to barely their levels. Your brain is a sucker for patterns. It's wired to latch onto rhythms and repetition. When it's racing, it's like a car stuck in high gear. Sound shifts it down to neutral, then reverse, easing you into rest. It's not about drowning out thoughts. It's about giving your mind a gentler track to follow. After applying the gentle movements and soothing sounds, Sarah found a quiet stillness settling within her. Though sleep hadn't fully returned, the frantic racing of her mind had subsided. She was awake, but no longer fighting it. It was 4:45 a.m., and a soft, pre-dawn light was just beginning to touch the horizon. In this newfound calm, a different kind of awareness began to emerge. Her thoughts were no longer chaotic, but clear, almost insightful. She realized these hours weren't just a burden, but a canvas for something deeper. The quiet hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. hold a unique power that many of history's brightest minds intuitively understood. Think of Leonardo da Vinci, famously napping in short bursts around the clock, claiming it fueled his wild creativity. Or Nikola Tesla, who reportedly slept as little as 2 hours a night, using the stillness to dream up inventions that changed the world. These pre-dawn hours, when the world is still asleep and your mind is in that hazy, half-awake state, can be a gold mine for inspiration and profound reflection. The absence of external stimuli, the quiet hum of the world, creates a fertile ground for introspection. This is the time when your subconscious mind, free from the demands of the day, can offer up insights and solutions you might otherwise miss. It's when anxieties, left unaddressed, can amplify, but equally, it's when intuitive nudges and creative sparks can ignite. The clarity that often accompanies these early morning hours is a precious commodity. It's a chance to engage in what one might call deliberate reflection, not forced problem solving, but a gentle inquiry into your inner landscape. What thoughts are lingering? What feelings are surfacing? Are there any unresolved issues that your conscious mind has been pushing aside? To harness this power, keep a simple notebook and pen on your nightstand. Nothing fancy, just something to scribble on. Jot down whatever swirls in your head, a random thought, a solution to a problem you've been chewing on, a story idea, even a grocery list. You'd be surprised how often those sleepy ramblings turn into something brilliant by morning. If writing isn't your thing, try a low-stakes mental distraction. Don't reach for your phone. Blue light is a cortisol trigger, and social media rabbit holes are a trap. Instead, picture a calm scene, waves lapping at a shore, a forest at dawn, whatever soothes you. Or, if you're still restless, step out of bed for a minute. Stretch your arms overhead, roll your shoulders, let your body reset. The key is to avoid the stress trap. Accept that you're awake, not as a failure, but as a moment to reclaim. Sleep will come when it's ready. Your job is to set the stage, not force the curtain down. These quiet hours might just surprise you. They're not the enemy, unless you make them one. The first slivers of dawn painted Sarah's room in hues of soft gray and pale pink. The mental battle had subsided, replaced by a quiet sense of readiness. She had accepted her wakefulness, hydrated mindfully, addressed her emotions, and gently moved her body. Now, instead of feeling defeated by lost sleep, she felt a surprising clarity. It was 5:15 a.m., and the world was slowly stirring. This newfound calm presented an opportunity to prepare not just for a return to sleep, but for the day ahead, if sleep remained elusive. While the primary goal of these practices is to facilitate a return to sleep, there are times when, despite your best efforts, your body simply decides it's time to be awake. When this happens, instead of lamenting the lost hours, shift your focus to what you can gain from this unique window. This period, often called the golden hour by productivity experts and creatives, can be incredibly fertile for setting intentions, planning, and engaging in activities that nurture your mind and spirit without the distractions of the day. Embrace this time as a bonus, an unexpected gift of quietude before the world demands your attention. Begin by gently easing into the day. Avoid bright lights, especially blue light from screens, which can signal to your brain that it's time to be fully alert and disrupt your circadian rhythm. Instead, use soft, warm lighting. Consider brewing a cup of herbal tea, ginger, or peppermint, perhaps, to gently awaken your digestive system. This mindful preparation allows your body to transition smoothly, rather than being jolted into action. If you've been journaling during your wakefulness, take a moment to review your thoughts. Are there any actionable insights? Any small tasks you can outline for the day that emerged from your quiet reflections? This time can also be ideal for gentle movement that isn't about exercise, but about fluidity and presence. Practice some slow, deliberate stretches or a few rounds of sun salutations if you're familiar with yoga. The goal is to awaken your body without creating stress. You could also dedicate this time to mindfulness or meditation. Even 10 minutes of focused breathing, guided or unguided, can significantly impact your mental clarity and emotional resilience for the rest of the day. If you enjoy reading, pick up an inspiring book or a gentle nonfiction piece. This is not the time for news or demanding intellectual work, but for something that nourishes you consciously choosing how to engage with these early hours. You transform them from a source of frustration into a powerful tool for self-care and preparation, ensuring that even if sleep doesn't return, your day begins with purpose and peace. The sun was fully up now, casting a golden glow through Sarah's window. She felt surprisingly refreshed, not despite her early awakening, but because of how she had chosen to engage with it. The frustration of past nights was gone, replaced by a quiet sense of empowerment. She had listened to her body, honored her emotions, and used the quiet hours not to fight, but to nurture herself. This transformation was more than just about sleep. It was about reclaiming a deeper connection with her inner wisdom. The moral of this story is clear. If you are an older woman who wakes up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., this is not a curse, but a profound opportunity. These 5 practices: don't force sleep, hydrate smartly, check your emotions, move gently, and calm your brain with sound, are not just quick fixes for sleeplessness. They are invitations to listen to the subtle cues your body and mind are sending you. Each early morning awakening becomes a chance to pause, reflect, and realign with your deepest needs, transforming a moment of potential frustration into a ritual of self-care and profound awareness. Embracing these early morning awakenings teaches us the invaluable lesson of surrender and acceptance. Instead of fighting against what is, we learn to lean into the present moment, recognizing that even discomfort can be a teacher. By consciously choosing how we respond to these moments, we cultivate resilience and a deeper understanding of our own well-being. This shift in perspective empowers us to see our natural rhythms not as disruptions, but as guides. The ripple effect of these practices extends far beyond the quiet hours of the morning. When you learn to calm your mind in the dark, you gain tools to navigate stress during the day. When you pay attention to your body's subtle signals for hydration or movement, you become more attuned to its needs throughout your waking hours. When you acknowledge and process your emotions in the stillness of the pre-dawn, you build emotional resilience that serves you in all your relationships and challenges. This journey into the quiet hours is an investment in your holistic health, physical, emotional, and spiritual. So, the next time you find yourself awake in the quiet hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., remember Sarah's journey. Don't curse the darkness. Instead, embrace the opportunity. Perform these 5 things, and you will not only pave your way back to restful sleep, but also unlock a deeper connection to your inner wisdom, leading to a healthier, more balanced, and more joyful life. This unexpected gift of quietude can become your most powerful tool for well-being. Well, there you have it. 5 powerful steps to transform those 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. wake-ups into opportunities for peace, health, and even a little self-discovery. I hope this story has given you a new way to listen to your body and mind, transforming what once felt like a struggle into a path of empowerment. So tell me, what's one thing you've learned from this video so far? Maybe it's sipping warm water with a pinch of salt, or trying that gentle stretch routine, or even jotting down your thoughts to calm your emotions. Pick one thing you're excited to bring into your life and drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear how it goes for you. If you found this story insightful and valuable, please leave your comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips to make your days and nights even better. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell icon for the daily updates. Please do like, subscribe, and share with your friends.